So we're going to take a little bit of a walk here and understand how to better manage our tasks. And so task management is a big deal. For many of us, we have a hard time managing our tasks and then keeping them on our schedule and keeping on task, no pun intended there. There's a great application called G-Tasks HD. Now this application, and the reason why I'm kind of highlighting it in how to manage your tasks a little better, is because it works on multiple devices. It works on Windows 8 and 8.1. It works on the iPad. It works on the iPhone. It works on Android devices. It works on your tablet, that's Windows, Android, or iPad. So it's a very versatile application, and I've been using it for several months and find it to be extremely beneficial. So we're going to walk through an introduction to this application, not how to install it. To install it, just simply go on to your store, whatever store of the device you have, and do a search for G-Tasks HD. This is the basic format, and today we're going to talk about how to share tasks with other people. And here we've created Sparky Williams' list. This is a Gmail account, and we're going to share these tasks with someone that may not have a Windows 8 machine or want to put this on their device, but want to be able to access this over a web browser. So let's go ahead and get started. So if we go here and type into our browser here, I'm using Firefox here, but it'll work in most of the browsers. https://mail.google.com/tasks/ig. You can actually get directly to your tasks. It'll prompt you to sign in, of course, as your username. But then we can just start by typing in our task here. So for example, new task here. And then if we click on this little arrow down here, it gives us some additional information. So we'll just type in here additional information. And then it allows us, of course, to put in a due date. We'll put in today's due date. And then it manages, we can do other lists. We're just going to do Sparky Williams list right now. And that's about it. And we click on here to go back to the list. And here is our new task right here. And then you see the actions button there. We can do all types of different actions within the environment here, move up, indent, things of that nature. Now there are many applications that assist. Whoops, that's the task coming in on the other computer, sorry. You can, there's lots of applications that manage tasks, Google Tasks. The key here is if you get another application to do this, make sure that it synchronizes with Google Tasks. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that synchronization looks like inside of G-Tasks. So within a web browser, we actually typed in and added this task. Notice that it's here. So this means that we can share data between a Windows 8 machine that's running task management and a machine that's not running it. Maybe you want to share this with a friend who's just using a browser. Create a bogus email or use one of your email addresses that you can both log on to. You both have the same username and password to get onto that email account, and just specifically use that for your task. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But here you see this task has arrived. We just click on it, new task here. Here's the information we typed in. It'll show on live tiles, so that's in the Windows 8 environment. And then here we can set the due date and change the due date anywhere that we want, things of that nature. And then everything that shows up, everything that we change here will change automatically back on the Google task itself. So we'll just hit done, and then we can set ourselves a reminder, for example. We can do all kinds of things here. And then, and that's about it, really. So if you look here, what's nice about this is it will list for you all of today's tasks. You can list them in order, by date, or by title. When they're done, you can show completed tasks when they're done. Notice here, here's a test I put in. It shows up. We can erase. We can do all tasks, upcoming week tasks. So it's kind of nice, just kind of gives you a real simple way to manage your tasks. Not a lot of time required here to add tasks, but it does simplify your life considerably. This is G-Tasks HD. And wherever you use it, on whichever device, the interface looks exactly the same. Let's look real quick with this interface over to my personal tasks, for example. And here you see I've prepared multiple tasks within my task list. And so these are tasks that I have that I go through and work on, and they list everything that I'm working on, and then I can put in information down here, dates, things of that nature. Some of them I don't list with dates. You can see my completed. I can say don't show completed. What are my tasks remaining for the day? Things of that nature. So lots of information here, and we can flip in G-Tasks between multiple tasks that we're running for multiple people. So it makes it very, very convenient. You can also create different lists. Here, this is the default list, Sparky Williams list, but we can go down here and actually create, refresh, rename, etc., and create new lists, which I did, which is pretty simple. You just create a new list and type it in, and then we can switch over to that new list. So this is test. So I have a new list of tests, and we'll see what it looks like over in G-Tasks here in just a moment, but we can go back there, and we can go to this one here, this new test here, and we can say move this over to test. All right, and so we can go back to the list. Notice it's gone here from this list, and we go into test, and the task is there. So pretty simple stuff, and of course there are other features there. So one last view of the G-Tasks HD interface. Notice here we did have the task in Sparky Williams. We changed it on our Gmail task item, and now notice it is in test. So this information here now has a subcategory which you can't see. It's right off the screen, but I just clicked on it, and now I can go back to Sparky Williams and hit save, and now this task will automatically move back there, and then when I go back to my Gmail, I'll be able to see that task sitting in Sparky Williams list again. So I think you get the idea. This is kind of your basic task management. So we've gone over quite a few things here in this video, so let's kind of regroup here and kind of get ourselves back. The first step that we need to do is create an account. So I've done a Google account because it's Google Tasks that we're working with, and do this account as something that everybody can share. So, you know, maybe math class or, you know, whatever, right? And give it, this is your username, right? So it'd be at gmail.com, and then you're going to give it some password, right? And then you share this information here with your friends, okay? And whoever you're going to share tasks with, if these are the people you're going to share tasks with. So these are the share tasks with people, okay? And you all use the username, right, that you've created, which in this case is mathclass@gmail. Now this is only if you want to share your tasks. If you don't want to share your tasks, who cares, right? And then put in whatever your password is, right? All of you will use the same username and password. Every single one of you will use the same username, right, here, and the same password. This allows you to share those tasks, those same tasks that all of you will be working on. Then, once you have the tasks, okay, so you have your username, right, and your password. You got that. Now remember, if this is just yourself, you're just going to use your own username and password, right? So some of you will get it through just a standard browser, right? So some of you may not have any devices, and you'll access it through the browser, and I gave you the email address, but basically this is just google.com, sign in with the user, whoops, sorry about that, sign in, right, with this user account, right, that we've created, this generic one that we're all sharing, and now you'll be able to see tasks and calendar and all types of things, okay? And use the URL that I gave you. That's kind of for one group of people, right? Another group of people, if they have devices, whatever those devices are, or it could be a desktop, right? Whatever they are, if it's running 8.1 or, well, it should just be 8.0 or 8.1 now, which is Windows, okay? Or if this is an Android or Windows or Apple, whatever it is, this device, right, either one of these, or both of these actually, can access an application called GD Tasks HD. GD Tasks HD then uses this same username and password, and it downloads all of the tasks onto these devices so that you can synchronize between all of the users. So these users and these guys, they're all sharing tasks. Okay? And that's pretty much how you set it up in a shared environment.